Hey everyone! This is actually my second attempt at recording this audio, because the first time, though I hit record, for some reason Audacity was not recording. It just stayed unmoving, though it was like registering the microphone. It showed like little movement things, but it didn't record any audio. So, take two, I guess. Yeah, so sorry this video was a little late, but it's not as late as last week because I will definitely be posting it today, which is Saturday, and not Sunday. So, points! For today's video, first off, it was very interesting to edit down because it is the same type of weird little mixed media compilation thing that I still don't know how to refer to that I did for the Yuki Onna last week, and it's actually when I decided I wanted to work on that, which was like the Tuesday before the convention because, you know, I plan things well. I went to my little hoard of canvases and picked out two that I thought would be interesting to do before I quite had a set idea. And after I settled on the Yuki Onna, because I love folklore and there's so many interesting little variations to that. It's delightful. And honestly, that kind of went through the entirety of my convention, but I'll get to that in a little bit after I'm done talking about what I'm working on now. I picked I think it's an 18 by 24 or something like that I ended up using, which again, if you wanted to see how that turned out, you can just go to my channel and look at my video from last week, so that was a lot of fun. And this is the same process, and it's initially I didn't know if I wanted to do the full body chilling out floating that I ended up doing, or more of a headshot to take up the 12 by 12 like gallery style canvas or whatever it is. It's got like 2-inch like sides. It's really nice, and you'll see at the end of the video when I get to that, because let's be honest here, the background is the least interesting part of this. That was just the headshot with, you know, hair floating around, and I really liked it, but it wouldn't really get the point across that it was, you know, what it was without explanation, which is kind of not the point, especially if you are entering contests or whatever. It's like you should not have to explain what it is. And also I wanted to do the other one would be quicker, because I have this thing about drawing like portraits or like headshots, and that I don't really do that. A lot of times it'll be like, yeah, and like for zine applications I got really confused for a bit before I figured out why. I was like, why do people need clarifying that they need a full body, at least one full body shot in their 3 examples? Because that's all I do. I don't do headshots. And I think it's because my default style is rather cartoony. So like for comics and stuff, that the little talking head segments, which I do try to avoid, but you know, sometimes they're the best solution or the easiest solution, because come on, it's me, I'm lazy. Because of that, when, you know, I had to add more detail to them, and it doesn't really work, so I found a screenshot of Morgana that I liked and just kind of went like, okay, I'm gonna be lazy, this is just for fun. So I just went off of that, and initially I was trying to just do a straight, you know, translation of the image into my usual style, which didn't really work with the level of detail I needed to add in, so I had to modify that some, which was very interesting. I think I need to do this more, honestly. Also fun is like looking and like realizing that I have a very similar face shape, and I was like, what? This is... So I had to explain to my mom that, no, this is not a self-portrait, this is not me, no, see, look, see, no, this is the actress, this is what she... It's like, no, no, this is Katie McGrath. But anyways, so I did that, and there is, you know, a partially reason for this, besides the fact that Morgana is great, and everyone should love her, because I do. Because actually I am part of the Merlin Resurrection zine, which I will post links to, I guess, the Tumblr below, and that's really about all I can tell you about that right now. So I've been rewatching parts of Merlin, and I just forgot how great Evil Morgana is. I mean, like, any Morgana is great, but Evil Morgana is just next level, god tier, good stuff. Wow. Hey y'all, I'm trash. Yeah. But when I went to do like, okay, so I really like this thumbnail and I want to do this, but like, should do a thing. And then I realized that I had a bunch of Pearl X powders now, and included in there are 3 different types of gold. And as I discovered last week, if you combine Pearl X powders with a little bit of water, they act pretty much exactly like metallic watercolor. Or I guess gouache, because they're pretty opaque. I mean, you can water them down to do a little bit, but they're pretty opaque, and it's awesome. And my little thing of them is going to last forever. So again, settled on Morgana, and really wanted to focus on like rendering her down, rendering skin better. I don't know. Because normally when I paint skin tones, I'll do the base coat, and then I'll add shadows, and that's about it. So I really wanted to try layering color, because I really like the depth you can achieve on that. I'm lazy and don't normally. And also, really awesome part of working on these weird compilation things is because I'm going to be cutting them out, I can just use the paper on the edges and put down like giant swaths of my base colors when I'm mixing them, and then just go over with like, okay, so I'm gonna use this purple for shadow. How does this look if I put it over the skin tone or whatever? Oh, I should, add more red, or I should water it down some. And it's pretty great. And yeah. Also on this is, I really like the look of, like, I don't know what it's specifically called, because whatever. When, like the line art is, I guess, looser, I don't know. But for this, I did the initial lining in a Payne's Gray watercolor, which I was very glad to discover did not immediately dye like my orange does if you apply water to it. And then, as I got towards the end, after running all the colors, I took a darker tone towards whatever I was outlining for her hair. It just ended up being lamp black, along with her eyelashes and pupils. And went over to save the detail and, pull it back towards a darker tone. Initially I wanted her hair to be a lot darker than it was, but when I put down the base color, I didn't want to start out like really dark and just let it get to like, like one tone and like muddy or whatever. So I started a lighter, and I didn't really get it as dark as I wanted. Still like how it turned out though, so that's fun. And again, just did this for fun, so it's fine. Also, though I did realize that the thing about drawing lots of flowy hair is that then you have to paint lots of flowy hair. Lots of flowy hair has lots of strands. So that was fun. But actually, this entire thing was exceedingly fun. But yeah, that's all of the relevant pieces to, I guess, this. I'll get to Naka now. Because from now on, it's pretty much just layering on more colors and, darkening the line art. Trying to pull that pendant over to a gray or silver because I accidentally painted it gold when that's not what I wanted to do. Which, oops. But anyways, so NakaCon was last weekend, and I went with my, as I refer to them the entire convention, children, because they don't, a few years ago NakaCon got rid of their age-defining things. Instead of having, like, teenager and over 18 marked on the badges, it's just, there's child badges, and then there's everyone else. Which, as a cosplayer, I relied on those to, when I was younger, just kind of like, okay, so, just to keep up, like, okay, y'all are my age, and y'all are old, and now I do kind of the opposite, because most of my fandoms that I cosplay in tend towards a lot younger, so I'm just like, okay, y'all are babies, I'm gonna watch out the corner of my eye to make sure no one's giving y'all any trouble, because y'all are babies. So a few years ago, I just defaulted to, when they got rid of the age-defined badges, I started referring to my sister, my cousin, and my sister's friend as my children because they are all minors. So I had my children with me, who are now 17, 15, and 14, and do not appreciate being called children, but I'm like, y'all are minors, y'all are babies, y'all are children. Which, there's a reason for this, and it's, I don't want to get into it right now. You can find some creeps at conventions, but whatever. And My philosophy for conventions has changed a little bit since I started, because my first few conventions was just like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff, everyone is so cool, this is awesome. So it was pretty much just like hanging out with people, and now mine is I'm paying to be here, should take advantage and go to or participate in as many con events as I possibly can or desire to. So I make sure to go to opening and closing ceremonies now, well, especially closing ceremonies, because I also pretty much just kind of enter like all the contests and stuff that I can, just because might as well. Hence last week's video was for the art contest, and it's also why this was probably my favorite part. Sorry, back to the video real quick. Which was adding in the gold to her eyes. Because this was the plan for the entire time. Originally I was just going to do solid gold, but I ended up doing like lines and like little dots, just add a little more variance, because I liked how her eyes turned out for this. And then ended up just kind of brushing a lot along one of the edges because I was not careful and put a giant chunk of gold right on her hair. But anyways, back to convention stuff. So I try to go to as many panels as I can, or that I find interesting, and participate in stuff. So I'll do the hall cosplay contest if I'm wearing stuff, because like, sure, it's fun to win stuff, but honestly I just kind of like the judges and have fun talking to them. Like, I don't really expect to win anything most, but might as well participate because I can. And again, I just like the judges. We reminisced about the pain of applying individual rhinestones to Yuri and Ice cosplay. I think I ended up with about 1,000 on my cousin's Leo cosplay, which I have pictures of on my Instagram, which I will have links to along with all the rest of my social media at the bottom of the video, as usual. But anyways, and last year and this year, I was very happy to do, first off, the art contest, which you just go to the contest, home base, room, whatever, and you drop it off, Friday or Saturday morning, and put in a little gallery you got to see, and that's about it. And you pick it up after the thing, go to closing ceremony to see who won. The two ones that really stood out to me this year was someone did a wood-burned box, like a really large one. It had this really gorgeous, intricate like flowers and fans on it. Apparently, first thing she ever wood-burned, and I'm just like, what? And someone did a woodcut print, like the really like intricate details of level, and they had the block with them, and I'm just like, you got to see that, and I was like, what? So that was a thing. And Iron Fic, which you get an hour and a prompt to write a fanfic, which is a lot of fun, even though I'm not much of a writer, but it's fun sometimes. And then we had to go to closing ceremonies, ostensibly to see who won, which was really interesting because this year I got Best Mixed Media with my Yuki-onna, and Best Use of Prompt for this Yuri on Ice thing, which was also Yuki-onna based, because I did a delve into that beforehand, and that was what was on my mind, which I will actually typed up and linked on and posted on my AO3 because I really like it. You should read it. I'm gonna link it below. And we got Judge's Choice for our Yuri on Ice group on Sunday, which was fun. I was just like, spent the entire closing ceremony like, they like my, like at first it was just like, they like my thing, this is awesome, they like my thing. And then the rest of the contest people came out and I'm like, wait, they like my other thing? They like, oh, and they like that thing too, what? They like my thing? I did good? What? This never happens. So that was a lot of fun. And, yeah. Also discovered my sister has access to the entirety of Adobe Creative Suites, for class stuff, and has not been abusing the loving hell out of it. And I'm like, what? You what? So, yeah, Nagagon was fun. We'll probably babble about it some more in whatever the next video ends up being. It'll not be another compilation, I promise. But, yeah. Sorry for rambling as usual, but, I mean, come on, it's kind of what I do. And, thanks for watching!